Good morning, good afternoon. We are here to unpack the big ideas behind the latest Forrester landscape report on digital asset management. What are some of the big trends? What are some of the innovations seen by Forrester? But also how Paperfly sees this. Paperfly is a main player in the digital asset management category. And obviously, we have our own take about these trends. So I have with me Martin, my colleague, who is the chief product officer at Paperfly, and myself, Stefan, I'm the chief marketing officer at Paperfly. So Martin, Forrester published last week this report on digital asset management. It's called a landscape report and sees a number of trends. One of the trends Forrester sees is really the evolution in the DAM space from static libraries, which centrally store, manage, secure rich media, or you can also call it digital assets. And they call that's sort of the past system of record. And then they say, look, there's something new coming, which is a system of action. So can you help us understand what does Forrester mean with system of action? And then maybe just take your own take on that. What are you making out of this system of action?
Stefan, what I believe Forrester's really highlighting is what you correctly pointed out. So the DAM is no longer just about static storage and delivery. And I think the real value shows really up when these assets are properly activated and applied where they drive the true impact. So it could be multiple ways. Could be through integrations where now the connected platforms deliver more personalized content, so to say. It could be through portals, widgets, where the content is further democratized, and it can be through campaign planning where the assets are directly tied to marketing initiatives or budgets. And then there is one specific piece where Paperfly also excels, and that's the content creation, where through templates, it lets teams to produce brand consistent content. This is a shift that we at Paperfly, as you know, have believed in for a long time, and we have somewhat shaped our product portfolio around it. But now I also think that with the AI in the mix, there is even more focus on the activation, which becomes faster than ever. The DAM still remains the guardian of a brand, and now it becomes even more critical because of the synthetic content exploding, but also it becomes the launchpad for enterprise Gen AI in general.
You briefly mentioned AI, which is obviously the topic everyone is talking about, and Forrester has an entire section on AI and digital asset management. How do you see the AI revolution happening, not just out there in general, but in particular in our category?
So AI really changes two things at once in my head. First, it massively increases the volume of synthetic content. And second, as a consequence, it makes brand control much more important than ever. So this is where the DAM really comes in. It's the place where AI actually gets operationalized. And today, customers already see AI in DAM through features like AI autotagging, AI facial and object recognition. And Paperfly delivers all of that. But the real shift is much broader. AI now extends across the entire asset lifecycle, so to say. So from workflow automation to management to transformation or even creation, as we discussed. So this is where the AI enters the picture through the agentic approach. Workflows that just don't speed up tasks, but they also begin to execute, adapt on their own. It's still a little bit early, but the direction is absolutely clear. And Stefan, let me give you just one simple example. Imagine an asset is uploaded, it fails a compliance check on the brand, and the AI won't just flag the problem. It will explain why. And in time, it will even be able to self-correct with the governance piece built in. So instead of replacing them, AI makes it much more valuable than ever. Stefan, so you as the CMO are also the brand police in Paperfly, and Forrester sees them now also to secure and extend brand value. So what is your interpretation of this when you see how our customers are using Paperfly? Maybe you can share a few examples.
Yeah, Martin, I love to be, as much as I love to be the brand police, it doesn't really scale. And let's connect this topic to the AI topic, actually, which I think is a good starting point. So I have two points around this. One, I mean, you mentioned it. AI is really an enabler for everyone to create content, more content. You don't have to be a designer anymore. You don't have to be a marketer. Anyone can create reasonably good content, to be honest. More content, more digital assets. But within this ocean of more content, ultimately, as a company, you do need to come back to a single version of trust and truth. What is your approved brand? What are your approved brand assets? And we go back essentially to the core of digital asset management, which is, in that sense, more important than ever. Having a digital asset management system or platform where the corporate brand team or the CMO with the team said, look, this is the representation of our brand, and these are the assets which officially should and can be used. There's plenty of examples out there these days where this has not been followed and gone terrible wrong. And as you know, a brand, it takes many years to build and can easily be destroyed. And there's, again, there's a lot of examples out there where people have created AI-based content, and it took a spin against not just them personally, but against the entire company. And brand was essentially impacted very negatively. The other point is an area we are more and more seeing also as a feature of a DAM, of a digital asset management platform. But we believe that Paperfly can also stand on its own. It's closely connected, which is brand-controlled content creation. So there's, you see this becoming out again more as a feature, but it's usually for team members or partners who need to create videos, emails, images, posters. Think about any type of branded content, but they are not designers, they are not marketers, they can be anyone. But they are in the need to create sophisticated digital assets. They might also not be part of a central team. They potentially are more on the periphery or fringe of an organization. And there's many great customer examples we have. We have a lot of automotive companies as our customers, where the corporate team defines the core brand assets. But then when you think about, they need to connect with dealers. These dealers in the different countries, they are not necessarily experts around the respective automotive brand. However, they essentially get a template where they can adjust to local needs, either language, or they want to jointly put a logo of beside that automotive brand from their local automotive dealership, or do some price adjustments. And we give them essentially the opportunity to do this within a canvas very easily and very controlled. And if needed, we can also have an approval loop back to the headquarter and say, look, is this okay what I did here locally? And it can quickly flow back then and being released. There's other great examples like franchises, like any type of partner organization, but also within larger marketing teams. You can think about there's the headquarter and then there's distributed national teams which need to produce quickly content. Not all content can always be produced by designers, maybe just some by the local teams. And this is a way to keep video, email, graphics, any type of print material you finally want to have on brand. So that is going back to your question. That is really those two examples when I think about brand police and the digital asset management side of it. Martin, Forrester has a section in the report where they call out DAM vendors like ourselves. We are mentioned in the report and how to work with them. I think it's obviously very helpful for prospects or customers who are on the way deciding on a digital asset management solution. Can you guide them a little bit? What are key points to consider when they are out shopping for a digital asset management solution, what they need to consider?
So, Stefan, when you're looking at the DAM, there are a few things I'd recommend to keep in mind. First, make sure that the roadmap lines up with where your business is heading. That would be the first recommendation. Then I would also ask for real AI use cases, not just these closey demos. And think about how well it also connects with the rest of your stack. That's very important. So it connects well with your CMS and other systems. And perhaps the most important, check the user experience. How easy and intuitive it is for non-experts to actually use the system.
Thank you, Martin. Let me wrap this up with a few key takeaways and summary points, and maybe also a few actions for our audience. First and foremost, read the report yourself. Forrester has done a great job in summarizing a snapshot of the industry. We actually have secured the rights from Forrester to give you that report for free. So you will see a link here how you can easily download it. Related to that, we have another webinar coming up where we invited a few of the industry experts and consultants of the digital asset management industry to talk about the DAM landscape. They will certainly also continue to speak about the Forrester report, but there will be a few additional insights on what's going on in the industry. Second point, I think for me, the key takeaway, and Martin explained it very well, was this shift from system of record to system of actions, assets being used in context and connecting them into all types of directions. But the anchor point is always the DAM. One could also call it, and this is something which comes out of our marketing team, we could call it content command center. That is the new digital asset management, where you're essentially commanding the digital content from there. And then the last point is obviously the trend related to AI. More content is created, which essentially has 2 points in there. One, more than ever, you need to have a central place for trust and truth in your company. That is the digital asset management system. The other point, I talked about this, is what becomes more and more standard feature of most digital asset management systems is this content creation feature with templates. And a lot of our customers are using this today, where they essentially give out from a central place to the fringe of the organization templates, where then people with no design or no marketing experience can create very sophisticated content on brand. Thank you very much.
Thank you.